Okay, I'm back. Just a quick update and discussion about the battle I've had filling this tank, getting everything up and running. As you can see, it's a little cloudy. It was all cleared up, but I had arranged all that dead dry rock in there, so when I get the live rock first thing tomorrow morning, I'm going to lay it right on top of that dead dry rock. So when I was doing that, I stirred up the tank and it's gotten cloudy again. It took it about, after adding the sand and all, it took about 24 hours to clear up, but it was looking really good. I just wanted to get this update out there for anybody who's watching and describe the battle. I had previously discussed in an earlier video about my plumbing, my pumps and my return, and that I had matched these two pumps with the overflow. Well, I matched them too close. I mean they're within a gallon of each other. And what had happened to me with the plumbing that I had across the back, it created just enough resistance to the water coming down that my water level here, which is the suction for the pumps, would just very, 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 very slowly creep down. So I had to, you can see, and I went with oversized hose just to make sure I had the flow. I replumbed. I did away with all my plumbing that I'd done, and I just ran a straight hose. I was warned of this. I was aware of the possibilities of PVC causing you problems like that. I thought that I had oversized my pipe enough to alleviate that problem, but like I say, I still had the problem where it just restricted the flow just barely enough. It's where the pumps were overtaking the return. So lesson learned. It was a real pain in the behind. Revamping the return down here, having to run the Lowe's real quick, get the hose. But it came out alright. We're in good shape. And the water's returning down into those two socks, which the socks, ultimately I don't know if I'll keep the socks, but when you add the sand and you're stirring up the tank, the socks are fantastic for catching all that crap that gets stirred up. So for the time being, they're staying put. I redid this morning my return from the skimmer. I did just have a hose that came out. It was like this, just a hose. What I realized when it was clear this morning, I was dumping the water into this side, into the refugium, and the micro bubbles were finding their way into the tank. As soon as I did this, this is a screw-in T. You got to have an opening on the top. The water dumps out the bottom of the T. No big deal. But you can't just use a regular elbow. You have to use a T. After doing that, all the micro bubbles started disappearing in the tank. So keep your return on the prior side of the refugium, I guess is the lesson learned there. There's the fuge. I already got the sand and the miracle mud in. One thing I think that helped clear up the tank rather quickly, let's see if we get a picture, is the ChemiPure. Went ahead and laid him in there and just knock out all the impurities, get all that kind of garbage out of there before the live rock gets here tomorrow. You know, there's always a chance, even though it came through reverse osmosis, there's always still a chance of impurities. There could have been impurities I didn't know about left over in the tank, left over in here. What the heck? It's no big deal. It's just a help to safeguard. One thing, next time I put this Chemipure in here though, I'm going to try to do something about that bag because it floats. It's a really, really loose bag. I don't know if anybody's had this problem before with the with this, but the bag kind of just billows around. And I don't know if you can see it in there, but it keeps wanting to get over top of the suction of the pump. No big deal. One thing I neglected to cover the other day was, I talked about this before, I bought this little air blower. I don't know if I can open this hood without blinding everybody. You can see right there, that's where it blows in, gets some air movement under the hood, and as I demonstrated before, it's not very much. I came up with this. Let's get it down here. Regular squirrel cage blower, moves 110 CFM, and I thought this guy, and you can see from the size of my hand to the pump or the blower about how big it is. It's not real big. And my intention was, I'll pick it up here and try to show you. I was going to mount it. There we go. I was going to mount it just like that, blowing in the end of the tank. Unfortunately, this thing is considerably more noisy than I had hoped. So I'm going to keep going, looking around. I mean, this ain't bad. This is 60 bucks. It's a fine little blower. Like I say, it moves a lot of air, and I think getting the air under the hood is pretty important. Getting the gas transference from the water to the air and out. Also carrying heat away. Like I say, unfortunately, well, I can plug it in and you can hear it as I've wired it. Oop. Holding it in place here. I'm doing. I guess you can hear it, but it's you see, looking at, moves a lot of air. It would have worked out great if it wasn't just quite so noisy. So I'm going to still look for something along this line, maybe a little smaller, and hopefully a little bit quieter. Put it on the end of the tank, get more air underneath the hood. Anyway, there it is. Like I say, it's just an hour ago I'd stirred the tank up again. I'm getting the live rock first thing in the morning, being Saturday tomorrow. Oh, by the way, the Vortec pump, that's running. I had to raise it up higher than it was because it was actually picking the sand up off the bottom and creating light. It looked like a tornado in there. And you can still see where it's, I'm hoping you can still see it. It's still doing it to a little degree. I need to slow it down a little bit. I don't know how much of a problem it is. It seems to be a very good pump. It's working really well. When I put it into wave mode or surge mode, maybe the problem with picking the sand up will go away. Possibly all the really, really light grains will blow away to somewhere else and it will stop doing that. I'm just going to keep my eye on it. I have slowed it down a little bit, the pump that is, so we'll see how that works out. But I am sorry, I should have waited until it cleared up more because it was beautiful when it was all cleared up. The LEDs well, you can see some of the shimmer. I'm hoping you can see some of the shimmer. The reflection from the front door, I don't know, is allowing you to see it, but it is. The LEDs have it looking absolutely gorgeous. I just wanted to get this update to you guys before I get any farther. So anyway, everyone take it easy. Questions, comments, all that neat stuff is always welcome, and we'll update soon.